Hey, everybody, good morning. And if you caught a little opening act there on the TV, hey, that's just some stuff that goes on. We were in some deep, serious conversation. Drive Safe Dave yelling, throwing darts at the producer over here. Producer, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I need a stable argument, and I think it would be better if whenever we're having these kinds of, conversations, if instead of talking over each other to get a point across, we wait until a point is finished before immediately
Probably will never
interjecting.
happen.
Probably will never
But I do appreciate what you're saying on that.
Rules of engagement have been laid down, and
I
I'm
will
not
tell you
sure.
this. If you don't know Drive Safe Dave by now, when you start an argument with him, be prepared, because once he starts losing, he goes dark on you and into a thing that you just can't answer back.
And what I've noticed is once he starts kind of getting on the defensive, it's like, oh no, we're going to talk about this and say, oh, because
no.
you're saying that, you mean this?
Yeah.
No, there's analogies. You can make analogies. and
That's not an
examples.
analogy,
Your
sir.
analogies aren't 100%. I mean, they
They're
are
still
analogies.
It's an analogy.
What-
It's an analogy. What analogy is 100%?
Actually, okay, so that wasn't an analogy, that was deductive reasoning, and that is completely different thing. Completely different thing.
Okay, now all of a
I
sudden
like
he's quoting
that.
Socrates.
That's not Socrates.
Oh, now
This is
we're
my
all the way back.
major. This is what I majored in, and that is deductive reasoning.
We're all
I'm
the way
sorry.
back. We're all the way back to the argument.
Love one another.
Anyways,
Can we
good
just
morning.
love one another? That's all we got to do. Hey, listen, we are at 24 days of driving safe, 14 days of not backing into anybody, getting out and looking. Yesterday was kind of a weird one. It wasn't really an accident. It wasn't really to get out and look, but we did have something out here in the yard. We probably don't need to talk about that, but hey, listen, great job on what we've done so far. Hey, a lot of big news going on, and nothing more important and not any more dear to my heart than El Chapo's wife getting arrested. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. What is she being arrested for now? Conspiracy?
It was on drug charges. Actually, I can pull up the exact article.
There's a shocker.
Yeah.
There's a shocker.
Aside from that, the El Chapo family is a family that we could all take a little bit from. The El
There's
Patron,
what lessons for drug lords? I mean, now we're taking
How
life
to
lessons.
get out of jail for free.
He wasn't all bad. He gave to the neighbor. He gave to the kids. You've seen it.
Robin Hood. Was he Robin Hood in disguise?
Kind of, sort of like that. Robin Hood.
And if you didn't take it, he would just have you killed.
What? Kind of.
Either you just disappear.
Hey, well.
Okay, I get it. There's a good example.
But he was a
children.
Let me tell you,
Look at El Chapo.
You know what? The kids would come to him. He would take care of them. A lot of times they didn't have money, and because of him. And I was talking to my great grandfather.
Didn't they
about
later
El
join
Chapo.
the death squads? Didn't they later join the death squads? Weren't they recruitment?
I think maybe we should look at individual cases before making generalizations. Probably.
Here comes some crazy analogies, folks. You're getting ready to hear one right away.
Oh, my God.
Hey, also kind of El Chapo-ish. Hey, listen, if you're a big cereal eater, tell us about the new Frosted Flakes we have going on.
Yeah, so I'm a pretty big cereal guy. I like cereal, the occasional, Cheerio, corn flake,
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted. Hey, well, I got great news for you today, Dave, because the U.S. Customs and Border Protection recently seized 44 pounds of cocaine-coated corn flakes.
Yeah, that is a wake up in the news. That is great. Wow. That is great.
Oh, goodness gracious. Only here at BCB Live can you get that. Yeah, some cocaine-coated Frosted Flakes for you. You know what? I can't imagine you coming in here with a bowl of them serious. I mean, you're already hyped up enough already. I mean, goodness gracious, you'd be all over the place. We'd find Dave on the ceiling.
Yes.
One thing for certain we wouldn't find him. We wouldn't find Dave yawning. Right?
We would not
find Dave yawning.
Oh.
And if you take a look real quick, you'll see what we're talking about here.
What? That is a horrible picture.
Watch it. Watch it. Watch this. He's like, what the heck was that? That was that big yawn that you did yesterday. And then I was like, are you okay? And you even gave yourself a little shake at the end. You're like, woo, that was one heck of a yawn there. He's like, that wore me out. I've never seen somebody get tired from doing a yawn.
I wasn't tired.
You did
I
that
was
yawn,
shaking
and
it
you're
off.
like, woo, man.
I was trying.
That was.
I was trying to
Hey,
shake it
show
off.
that one more time. I just want you to see. Watch the very end of this when he's done yawning and he's got to give us that little shake that says, "Woo, boy, I was all in on this yawn." Here we go. Watch. Here it comes. Boy, I tell you, man, that was some yawn you did yesterday. I mean, it stopped the show.
It never
That's how
stopped
powerful
the show.
that yawn was.
It never
stopped the show for sure. Hey, other news. We had a tire manufacturer, right? We had Goodyear buy out Cooper Tire. So listen to this. $2.8 billion is what the purchase was.
Wow.
That lottery, dude. Who won the lottery? How much was the lottery winner?
I want to say it was
1 point something?
1.7, I think.
He could have almost bought this deal.
Cooper
He won so much money. He could have bought Cooper Tire.
Well, after taxes, he probably did.
It's nuts. How much that dude, whoever that is, he's living life right today.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Did they ever find him? Is he out? Did they out him? Do we know who the winner was?
They have to. I think by the rules, they have to
At some
eventually.
point, you have to- yeah.
At some point, you have to come forward and show who you are, and then I believe that is the rules. I think that's it's actually on the ticket you buy. I think.
So apparently the jackpot was 1.5 billion. But they don't have an official name. It's just a guy from, I think, Florida or Michigan. Sorry, he hasn't released his name, but a guy from Michigan claimed it. So
Yeah, if somebody's suddenly just picked up and moved, house for sale, take it as is,
Or just
Yes.
left. You don't even need to sell it. Just walk away. That's a walk away time.
There he is. You've now found him. That's where he is. Drive safe, Dave. Anything else going on?
The only there's some somber news. I don't know. Did you see the 500,000 mark?
We saw that, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
There you
mention
go.
it.
Bring it down.
how about something a little bit uplifting, something a little bit out of this
Well,
world?
anything going on with Cheerios? Because
Nothing going on with Cheerios, but a little
Okay.
bit going on with space, as I know we've been kind of talking about space recently in the past few days. So, the youngest person to ever go to space is set to be launched coming up at the end of 2021. Haley Arsenault is a 29-year-old American citizen who is going to be sent up to space via SpaceX and is going to be the youngest person to go into space. And on top of that, she's also a cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. So, my question is: Are they just going to Are they just going to orbit a few times and come back? Is that the plan?
So basically, what it is it's a SpaceX mission called the Inspiration 4, and essentially it's just kind of like a trip because it's all civilians. It's the first ever civilian.
So did they pay to go on this trip?
Yeah, so it was paid for by the trip commander, quote unquote, Jarek Isaacman, who is a 38-year-old tech entrepreneur, billionaire, and former pilot. And he announced that he had bought the flight from SpaceX and would donate the 3 other seats to members of the general public with the goal of raising $200 million for St. Jude. So, Haley,
So is that when you do that trip from SpaceX, you go out there and you charter the plane, right? For SpaceX, is that you charter an airplane and go from here to California, here to Vegas, you have pretty good odds of making it there and back. Are the same odds apply to this? I mean, you're going to go to space. Is there a 99.5% chance you're going to make it back?
Yeah, there's an inherent risk. There absolutely. Spaceflight has an inherent risk.
I mean, did they not watch the SpaceX takeoff the other day when
that was the landing.
Okay. Well, you
Different
still got to
story.
come back.
they'll bring them back. Hey, if it's any consolation, the Haley Arsenault, the person who's going into space, both of her parents are actually aerospace engineers and have weighed the risks with her, and they think it's going to be fine, just judging off of their own expertise. So there's some brain behind it. It's not just, hey, let's throw 4 people up into space and see what happens.
But I mean, you are technically before you launch, you are technically on a hydrogen bomb. I mean, you're basically on a hydrogen and oxygen tank, right? That's fixing to have a spark put on the bottom of it, like
The same could be said to anybody.
the coyote.
who's ever-
He's fixing the coyote's lighting the switch. I mean,
I just saw a lot of bad things happen to the coyote. I mean, he never caught the Roadrunner.
no, he and there's no railroad track he's running on.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, anything else we got over here? Producer?
We have a phrase that pays this week, that's for sure.
Oh, that old phrase that pays. And that's a long one, too. Drive safe, Dave. Get you a bowl of cereal first. Okay? Get you and read that phrase that pays.
With all the wrecks because of snow and ice, our number one goal is to protect human life.
One more time, sir.
With all the wrecks because of snow and ice, our number one goal is to protect human life.
All right, you heard it. You heard it first here yesterday. You heard it again. Listen, Friday is our phrase that pays. We'll call on you. You know it word for word.
Right.
Don't forget that comma in there. You will win $50 straight cash. Drive safe, Dave. So we did get a fan letter in. All right, and so we got to reach. I'm gonna give it to the producer. I believe it's from. I can't think of our driver who it was. If Miss Kendra's on here, she would know. She got the letter, but it's 8-year-old, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of right into BCB. We're going to give him a call on the show.
Wow.
Obviously, we probably ought to get it cleared from the parents first, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to get that, but it
was Betty Sheeler.
There you go, Betty. Grandson, right? 8-year-old? Or am I making that age up?
I think he's 10. He's either 8 or 10, but yes, it's her grandson. And he wants to know if we want him to drive for us.
We do orientation. He can start orientation on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He needs to be on the Zoom call. We are, we.
But thank you very much. So we're gonna get maybe have Betty call her.
Yeah,
daughter, son up, and get
fun.
the authorization. We're going to get him on the radio show. He's going to be part of it. Maybe we get a little goodie bag ready to go to him. But we have our first, and I'm kind of reaching. He really didn't write out to BCB Live. He wrote to BCB Transport. I'm just kind of bringing him into BCB Live as our first ever fan letter. So, hey, listen, if you... Wow.
What was that?
I don't know. Goodness, don't tape that one. Hey, listen, if you want to, I know, I'm done. If you want to write something to BCB, we have BCB Live at bcbtransport.com. Use that email for ideas, suggestions, requests, dedications. We can send we can get on the phone and sing to a loved one.
We can.
You know what? I was thinking about this yesterday. Have you ever? I know you're a poet. You write a lot of poems, right?
I used
Many
to write.
of poems you've written.
I used to, but okay.
Let's put a time frame together, you and I.
Okay.
Let's have a thing. Call it next Monday or next Tuesday or even Friday, even tomorrow. We're going to write a song, and it can't be sung. To We Are the World. Okay. You got to have your own tune. It can't be, you can't pick up a foreigner.
I can't pick up a foreigner bass tune.
Yeah.
I got and rewrite the lyrics.
I'm talking about and it can just a 1.5 minute song, and we're gonna sing it. We're gonna have a competition on songwriting.
Okay.
And we got to sing it. If you want to get a guitar, get one. That's a little more preparation. No guitars.
I can bring in instruments if we need to. Is this tomorrow?
What?
When can you do it? Friday?
Yeah, you want to do it Friday?
Friday morning at 7:45.
Okay.
Whenever Buckle Up Bob gets done, we will have the sing off, and it's going to be a song. And let's go with some rules about drivers, about BCB. What do you want to do?
It just has to do with the trucking industry. How's that?
Trucking industry. All right, let me write this down.
And anything that has to do with it.
All right, it's about the truck industry. Is it a love song? It can be what we want to be.
It can be.
It's just about the industry.
All right, nothing you can't say. I love truck drivers. Put another driver in.
Darn,
the seat, baby.
It's got to be original. It's got to be original.
Yeah, a lot of people here know a lot of songs. We have 80s lovers, 90s lovers. We have new age
and
with
we can't use
the producer.
We can't use any of the tunes.
Our own.
You can take inspiration, but you cannot steal.
There you go.
Oh my God!
All right, so you heard it first here. Friday.
Wow.
Is it Friday?
Friday
at 7:45 ish. Sing off, and we'll first of all who goes first will be the loser of that on Friday as well. Okay,
so we
we'll
gotta get shocked.
A little shock unless you want to go first. And that's so we're ready to go. Buckle up, Bob. Come on in here, buddy.
What's going on, man?
So we got Buckle Up Bob walking in, doing his little safety strut.
Safety strut.
Yeah, Bob would do safety dance, but Bob, you want to join this party?
Ain't that by the top hat?
Singing?
Yes. So you know who's mad right now the whole time out there?
Oh,
listening?
he's fuming.
Yeah.
He's over there fuming.
Yeah. He's going to be like the guy selling homework.
His ears are bright red over there. I can see him.
Hey, you remember in high school you walk out and you had the smart dude with the answers to the test? He's going to be, I got your lyrics written for you already. Yeah, who wants the lyrics?
Hey, I'll sell them to you for $20.
Yeah, hey, and by the way, original tunes, I know, I got you. I got your original music right here.
I'll write your background music for you.
What genre do you need?
I'd have an advantage because none of you know the 50s.
No,
You
we,
weren't alive
we
yet.
know the 50s. We know them. We're just not in them.
Yes.
Hey, did you hear Amazon is looking to buy the Washington Redskins?
Oh, I did
I
not.
don't think they're called that anymore. I think they're just
Well,
called
the Washington
football team.
So they were talking about the nicknames. Would it be the Primes? Would it be the Amazons?
Wow.
What would you do?
The
But
Primes
be
would
the-
actually be kind of a cool name, but I don't know how I feel about like.
I did
It
not hear
seems
that
like a-
either, but
yeah.
you know what? It's just a matter of time before the corporations start taking over these footballs.
Yeah.
Right? They got the stadiums already.
Yep.
Now, why not be the Amazon?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
I heard on
Amazon
the
Prime.
football this morning that they were looking into it. I don't know if it'll happen.
The Amazon Primes.
The Amazon Primes.
Wow.
That would be the new most hated football team ever, right? The Amazon Prime.
We get to
versus-
see them twice a year.
Yeah, versus the FedEx grounds.
What are they valued at right now? Does anybody have any idea?
Too much. The football team or Amazon?
No, the football team.
Let me look it up for you guys. And I'll
Yeah, they
know
were
to
saying
them.
the second richest person in the world, the owner of Amazon, was looking to buy the. So I don't know if that's true or not.
He needs somewhere to spend his money, right?
Good for him.
Well,
Yeah,
good
forget world hunger and anything like that. Let's buy the football
so we
team.
can hang out and get a championship.
So the value is around $3.5 billion. Pocket change for Mr. Bezos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pocket change.
Go to space or buy a football team. Which one do you want to do? You know.
Hey, the options are out there. You know, you can get your dollar's worth. What's going on, Bob?
Well, this week we've been talking about speeding, and this is
Hey,
going
real quick here before we go into that. So, what's when's this trip on the SpaceX? When's this thing happening? I was curious. Buckle up, Bob. Will you be able to give them a weather report on the weather going into?
NASA
believe
probably has to qualify.
You know what? I don't
Oh,
think
it's actually
NASA has
SpaceX.
anything on Buckle Up Bob. Buckle Up Bob.
I want to
is
go
the
out on a
new-
limb and say NASA probably has one or two scientists.
You know what I wonder? I wonder now if Buckle Up Bob stands in front of the 7-day Outlook and gives his own and compares his to everybody else. You know,
He's got a green screen at the house.
Frogs, you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. This is what it's going to be.
So it's going to happen at the end of 2021 is what it says. So you have plenty of prep time to get ready for it.
Yep, and because everybody's got to take off at the same time, right?
On the same.
It's funny you say that because my family, I do argue with them when they say, "Oh, it's going to do that." No, it's not. You know, or yes, it is.
Oh, now we're in it. Yeah.
So the family does. I don't know about NASA.
Meteorologic.
Why is everybody asking about trucking? Ask me something about weather. You know, he's now quickly going to be not the safety guy anymore, the weather guy. I don't know about that. Ask me a 7-day Outlook question.
Oh my gosh.
But we are talking about speeding.
Bob will be working for the Weather Channel.
No, it could
There we
happen.
go.
Yeah.
It could
I'll be standing out
happen.
there in the hurricane.
we're
No
screening
center
the
of
calls.
gravity. I can't get blown away as easy. Hey, we're talking about speeding, and this is going to be this is the year of BCB, and I don't think there's anything that's more important for us than to manage the speeding part of this. And so this week we've been talking about all the things that go into speeding. It is a choice. We started with that as our topic, and a lot of it's chosen because of we have this false sense of reality of time, but it's also can be a fatal choice as 35,000 people more than died last year in traffic accidents. And it was a 7.2% increase. So when we talk about this speeding, it just has to slow down. I believe one of the studies we've used in the past was in a 5-year period from 13 to 18, there was over 26% speed factor related fatalities, and so that's a quarter of all fatal accidents. Are just by slowing down, they could have been prevented.
Yeah, speed kills.
Speed kills. That was part. Oh, you stole my. Oh, he's pulling drive safe Dave. That was coming up late. No, but it is.
How did I get thrown in the mix? I didn't say a word.
I know, but you said I stole your thunder at Easter one year, and so
he said you stole my thunder.
but you came in and reminded me about it.
I did come in and remind you, Bob. You stole my thunder.
But we are at 24 days of Rick, and yes, the incident yesterday, I was going to get with you. I was like, I didn't know really what to call that.
Hey, why the blue blockers today? I'm just curious.
They're I don't know. My wife ordered them. They're for the.
I didn't. We need to turn these lights down.
No. They're for the. These are actually for
I don't know if you saw the 7-day outlook from Buckle Up Bob.
These are for the screen. These are for the screen.
Okay.
They're not. Those aren't blue. They're yellow.
All right. Well, thank you, Buckle Up Bob. Hey, just so you know, I want to make sure you are aware, we do have the green screen. It will be up. It'll probably take us probably another couple of weeks. We'll get the green screen up, and just like that, you're going to be pointing to it, showing the weather, doing all you can do. So, question up there, who do we got?
Jeff Marsh. Good morning.
Morning,
to you,
Mr.
sir.
Marsh.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to let everybody know when they're down here in Louisiana on the Station Bridge, watch your speed. Because they're back out there starting to radar that bridge again, and let y'all know it's 55 for trucks, and trucks is the right lane only, so you can only do 55 and be in the right lane. You can't get in that left hand lane; they will get you.
26-mile bridge. Yeah.
Construction?
No, it's the 26-mile bridge from Lafayette to Baton Rouge.
Oh.
All right. Thank you for that, Jeffrey Marsh. Thank you for that, too. Drive safe.
Yeah, I'm just
26-mile bridge, if anybody wanted 26 miles.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yes, sir.
That's a long bridge. Can we get a fact check on that?
I was told it's about 18-mile bridge.
Well, we're going to check. Anytime he comes up with random numbers like that.
It's only 18 miles.
Is it 18? Sorry.
You
knew that, right?
It takes 18 miles.
We have like 3 drivers, or Jay Cree also put in the chat that it's 18, not
18,
26.
sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake. 18 miles.
Sometimes you just know when he throws out a number like that. It's just like,
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Someday y'all just cover me, okay? Just cover me. I mean, I'm just saying one day, just cover me. That's it. That's all I'm asking. One day. Just cover me. Just cover me up. Say, hey, you know what, Dave? You're right on. Spot on. It feels like 26 when you're driving 55.
There you go.
all right. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Buckle up. Great job as always. Let's keep that snow in the Northeast. Keep it up there or out of here in the ocean. Just don't bring it back down here. Yes, it doesn't belong here.
Yeah,
No.
Canada.
Blaine's in that Bering Sea, right out there with the deadliest catch, right?
Yeah, I'm not on
Let
that.
them have it.
Oh, no doubt. Would you ever do that job?
No. I don't. I truly don't like to be cold. I mean, I don't.
And that's cold, and you're and
wet.
it's pouring down rain, and it's freezing.
And
There's big old
waves.
Yeah, that and the traps are huge. It's not like the little ones we'd flow over.
Oh, and when they throw them over, they're going down, and if you get caught up in them, you're going down. You're not coming back.
Yep. And you get sick out there, guess what? You're screwed because they ain't going back in for you.
There's no sick days.
There's no sick days.
There's no sick days.
Go lay down and tough it out. Good luck. Because you're not going back in. It's too much money.
Have you ever been seasick? Have you ever been?
No.
Okay. I tell you what, on those heavy seas, I'm sure the first couple of times you'll be green-gilled. I don't
think I would.
My goodness.
I'm a warrior at heart already.
Whatever.
I just could see myself back in the day as a Viking coming in. Just whoosh, or like Troy, the movie, going through.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but you're not really riding as a they actually rode. So you
I wouldn't have been. You would have been a rower.
Whatever.
I would have been there. Row, soldier, row.
I've never seen one of those Greek soldiers as short as me either, though. So I don't think I would be part of that.
Actually, I think the Romans and the Greeks were relatively small people.
short.
They sure don't portray them in the movies that way.
It's movie stars. It's the movies.
I don't
mean,
think I'm anywhere
Chewbacca,
close to Brad
not
Pitt.
really 7 feet tall.
Well, you know Chewbacca wasn't real, right?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
It's movies. Yeah, it's movies. It's just movies.
He didn't make all them little Ewoks?
So I went. So,
I heard him.
so you
I
go.
heard Chewie.
So you go to a place in Germany called Rothenburg, and it is a town that was all the way back when the Romans still built the same way, still surrounded by a moat. And you walk through the town, and it hasn't changed in all the way 2,000 years, right? And as you walk through it, the houses, all the doors are only 5 feet tall because they just weren't that tall. So you have to bend over to go under them. They're only about 5 inches. So the houses are the rooftops. Everything's smaller because we were actually smaller people. But with the great thing like trucking and the advent of trucking and vitamins, and people are getting bigger and nutrients from across the world.
So would you be like Goliath back then?
I would be
That's him, the great warrior.
Yeah, that's him. That Drive Safe Dave.
Kill him with a rock.
yeah. But yes, that tall and we have gotten bigger and taller with better nutrients, better foods, and from
I
across.
don't think that little sandstone would have done anything to you.
I don't think it was his thing.
Might have made him smarter.
May have knocked some sense into me. Yeah, probably right.
That would have changed all of the stories, you know.
Wow.
All right. Hey, thank you, Buckle Up, Bob. And it is time for
H-A-R-A. Hi, Miss Christy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on with you?
Oh, just another great day.
It's
Great. The season is gone. It pretty well lasted, but I'm good for now. Wanted to mention to all company drivers and office employees, just a reminder about our employee assistance program. It is a completely free benefit. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's just one of those tools that's there for everyone to use, and they can help you and your family members cope with a variety of personal or work-related issues. They've got anything from financial advice to grief, there's drug and alcohol abuse, other personal concerns, there's parenting advice. If anybody needs anything like that, again, it is completely free and it is confidential, so you can feel comfortable calling them.
Or you can call BCB Live too for parenting advice. Are we qualified for that, Drive Safe?
We're parents. We're parents. But Miss Christy. So what? I have a couple of quick questions. I know you're saying
It's too late. Your daughter's getting married. There's nothing she can do now about the parental advice. It's too late.
Well, I can still give it. I mean, she obviously she's doing well. But I will tell you that Miss Christy, what you're telling us about the. Is this the Healthiest You? What is this again?
Healthiest You also does provide a service, but this is actually separate from Healthiest You.
Okay.
And it's the Employee Assistance Program.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
One America, yes.
It kind of sounded similar, but they.
But this one you and your family can use. They also offer up to 3 face-to-face visits per year. I'm going to play it safe and assume right now it's a video conference, not actually in person. But that is available, and as I said, you and the members in your household can also use it.
Okay, wow.
So I'm going to send out an email with all of the information. I'll have their phone number on there and also the online website so that you can access it that way if you like. But it's there and available, so please, if anyone is struggling or needs to speak with anyone or just wants some, they even have legal advice. So you're just looking for advice, feel free to call them and get that assistance.
Thank you, Miss Christy.
And you're welcome. And today we have one birthday, and it's for Milton Davis.
All right. Way to go, Milton.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, Miss Christy.
As always, please continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, and use that antibacterial safe. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you, Miss Christy. You know what? I hear about the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program. And, you know, if you could go back and do things different, if you could go back and create a different kind of corporation, you know, El Chapo could have created that and then called that for legal advice. Yeah. The EAP program, free of charge.
I think don't sell drugs probably falls in the line of right in morality
Potato.
Oh my God! Illegal drugs. Illegal drugs. I meant illegal
He's
drugs.
just a street pharmacist. Is all he is.
Street pharmacist.
Yes.
An apothecary. Is that what they're called?
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Christie. We appreciate that. And as always, don't forget to wash your hands. Use scope.
What?
Soap, everything, right?
Yes, use scope for fresh breath and use soap for clean and healthiest hygiene. Yes.
All right. And with that, we have Mr. Hector coming on in here with the safety danger. The alert's going off. Run!
The Danger Ranger.
The Danger Rangers are here.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
We're doing wonderful. How you doing?
Man, I love that jacket. That little suit.
Feels good.
It is a suit. It's a cute suit.
Is it a cute?
I was going to go there. Wow.
I wore it to Sunday school.
When? A couple of years ago? Sorry.
Wow. Stones.
Wow.
You talk about Goliath. He's throwing these.
Shot across the bow. I'm sorry.
He doesn't recognize the flag right here.
Oh, I did
It's
not
like a
recognize
diver down emblem. I'm not sure, but that's what that looks like a little bit.
Well, good morning to y'all. Hey, just glad to be here with y'all today. What an incredible week we had last week. And I wanted to go over a couple of things from last week because I think it's fairly important that, and I think it's going to carry over into this week. So last week all of us were stuck in trucks. All of us were shut down somewhere. And if you happen to live with anybody or, you have your spouse and your kids, they were all stuck in houses and they were going crazy because they couldn't go outside. And if they did go outside, it was freezing and they had to get back in. But from a trucker standpoint, you guys were stuck in your trucks and, a lot of you called being frustrated and angry and you were not happy about your position and where you were at. There wasn't a lot we could do about it because, we were shut down. And for the safety part of that, I think it was important. But from your standpoint, a lot of guys lost a lot of focus. And that's what I was going to talk about today was focus. When you're in a position where it's out of your hands, you get angry, you get mad, you get frustrated. And a lot of driver managers took a lot of beating last week because of you guys. And we understood. And trust me, we wanted to do so much for you guys. We wanted to get you guys moving. We were in there beating Bob down about, hey, why can't we move here? Well, we got guys in Oklahoma. Can't we get them down to Texas? Can't we do this? Can't we do that? Believe you me, from our standpoint, our focus was there, but there's not much we could do. So this week, knowing that we're moving and knowing where we came back from, it's super important because I know everybody's focused on the miles and getting back to making the money and getting back to trying to fill our coffers back to where they were. I think it's super important that we really look at the most important things. Bob is talking about speed. There's no reason to be speeding. I know we want to get from place to place. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be rescheduled. There's a lot of freight out there, but I promise you that we're going to do everything we can to get that freight rescheduled, and we're going to have work. But I think it's super important that we focus on what's important, which is saving lives, which is being thinking forward as far as what we need to do, because there are people everywhere. We've got other drivers that are in the same boat you are, that they want to make that money, that they're moving fast, and they're not making those decisions that are important for us to save lives. So it's super important, guys, that we're doing the right things, that we're focusing on speed, that we're focusing on the road, that we're using those methods that we've talked about, aim high and steering, and of course getting the big picture, which in my opinion is the most important thing, is getting the big picture, because you guys know what you're looking at. You see those guys going fast. You see those other drivers making those ridiculous moves. You see that, and you see them just not using what they know, what they've learned, and what they've been trained to do, because they want to move to make that money, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't, because I promise you, if we have an accident, if we wreck, if we happen to take someone's life, how much money are we actually making? How much time are you actually going to lose when something like that happens, when your truck goes down? So again, very important that we're focusing on the right thing, that we're focusing on this, like I said, speed, space, vision. Those are the things that you guys need to be looking out for. And I know you know this. And I know last week, that was an epic an epic situation that nobody's ever been through in this state. We've never seen snowfall and ice and things like that for that many days in a row. I mean, I looked at a deal on Facebook the other day that said, snowstorm of 2019, we will rebuild, and there was just a little bit of ice and snow in the grass, right? But that was something that we've never, ever seen. And, it was new to the entire, not necessarily to the entire country, but to us in general, especially in Texas. Never seen anything like that.
Mm-hmm. All the way down south.
Exactly, all the way down to
the
Houston.
Valley, Rio Grande, everything.
So, that's what I want to talk about today, folks. And I'll be happy to take any comments or any questions or anything to say on that. But I promise you, folks, we're going to get back. I mean, that's the one thing I can tell you about BCB. I've been around a while. We've been down in the hole before, and we've dug ourselves out. We're resilient here. And that's what I'm asking you drivers to do, is to be resilient today. Be focused. And I know I've said focused a lot, but that's the word I want you to think about when you're out there. Focus on what's out in front of you. Don't worry about what's behind you. Focus on what's out in front of you. And if you're driving up there in Pennsylvania with the snow, trust me, we've seen it now. We understand. Hey, if it don't look right, pull over. Give us a call. Let us know what's going on, because we can fix things. We can make things happen as far as reschedules or dropping or whatever it takes, but we'll look at it. But, it to me, last week was, wow. That's about what I got.
And it's a good point, too, because after this storm happens, after we go through all this, listen, it's just as important to stay focused, right, at what we're up against today with no snow, with no ice, as we're driving through, as we're driving free. We must stay focused, maintaining our speed and space. And also, we must stay focused on even communicating a little bit more. And I want to encourage that to everybody. Hey, make sure we're over-communicating right now. Make sure that you're asking your driver managers, what's going on next? What am I doing next? What can I do? And give them some ideas as well. Listen, y'all have the logbook. You know what you have going on. We have the same, but you know how you feel. You know when you're going to be in Dallas. You know when you're going to be fresh. What can we do to help you, make up some of these miles? And always stay focused, though. Focused on the end line, focused on the end game is a great thing to do. Focusing on additional miles, focusing on safety, on space management, on communication. Staying focused is what we must do. We must, almost work together. We have to work together to move this thing in the same direction. Right. We can't get surprised either way, right? I mean, from us to you, you to us. We must maintain focus and accountability and the communication part.
That's true. One thing last thing I want to talk about real quick, and I know I got the finger up over there. Whoa. Hey, listen.
What?
The other thing that I want you to think about, as well as the focus, which is the safety part of that today, is patience. We're getting to a lot of shippers and receivers, and just like us stuck, in our trucks, these guys were stuck at home. And now they're bringing them back out to a situation where there's freight coming from everywhere. They're having to load freight on trailers, as quickly as they possibly can. And some of these guys aren't prepared for that. Nobody was prepared for what we saw last week. So please, when you get to these customers, these are our customers. These are the folks that pay us. We need to have a little patience with them also. Just be patient in what they're doing, because they're trying to catch up just like you. They're trying to make sure that they get their stuff out, because they've got docks that are full. They've got, some of their production is behind. Just communicate with us. Let us know what's going on out there, and we'll work on that to make sure that we can, make a move, whether we need to move you to another shipper or another receiver, something. But just let us know what's going on out there. Sir Rick just talked about it. Communication. Communication is key. But again, going back to our number one topic today, focus. We've got to focus on us. We've got to focus on the safety portion. We've got to focus on life. Producer, you had my thing. We got two up now. All right, three.
We had Lonnie Payne first, and we'll get to Donna and Zayed.
Lonnie Payne, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Hector. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm blessed, thank you. I just wanted to say, I think it's really important, a couple of things you hit on there, but also we have to trust in our team, just like we did last week. We had to trust in our operations, our safety, our leadership, that all the decisions that were being made were for our protection and for, to protect our family. And same this week, we're back at it. The roads are cleared up. The weather's better. The zones are down for the most part. But now, even just like last week, it's very, very important now that we trust in our team, trusted the planners, trusted Scott and his group, safety. Everybody's working to get you the best that we can get. There's going to be appointment changes. There's going to be loads that may have to be swapped around to do things. People missed getting home that needed to get home. So, just trust that the best moves are being made on your behalf. And I just think that's, something that we really need to focus on also this week is just trusting in each other. We're all family, man. We gotta stick together to get through this. And don't be afraid to speak up. I got something off on Sunday a day early just by calling the customer, and it's a customer that normally won't take us early, but, sometimes things can be done. Don't be afraid to make a phone call, do what you can do. That's all, man. Y'all be safe. Have a blessed day. Love y'all.
Hey, thank you for that, Lonnie. And kind of go with what y'all are saying in there. So we as a country, we were shut down for a week. And it wasn't just Texas. It was up the Midwest. But when you shut Texas down, like it or not, Texas does produce a lot of volume, produces a lot of freight. And if Texas isn't producing, that means that across the border into Mexico, they're not producing as well. So it goes a lot further than just Dallas or Houston. You're talking about the border cities as well. And if you look right here, if we look at what happened yesterday, and I apologize if you guys can't see this very well, but we took a huge spike on a Monday. We went up nearly almost 5.68% on the volume that shipped out across the country on dry vans alone. We went from that 9,500 to 10,500 shipments, a huge increase. I mean, that's massive. And again, once again, we continue to blow away the previous 2 years. And also on the rejections, they went up just as much, almost 28%.
Wow.
We are now at peak size rejections, which means there's a lot of, and we can look at this a bunch of different ways, but one thing for certain, when you have freight fluctuation like we're having right now, where all of a sudden we're back to work, we're shipping out a lot of freight, there's a lot of rejections happening out. What happens is there becomes a lot of frustration on the part of the shippers, the manufacturers, yes, the drivers, because they want to ship out. They got to get the product out. Listen, we've seen the bread aisles. We've seen the inventories. This country has never yet made it back from COVID. I mean, our warehouses are still at 50%, 45% capacity. The manufacturers, like most places, we thought, as a manufacturer, we thought that the country, when COVID hit, that nobody was going to buy anything. And what happened is that because we couldn't go to restaurants, because we couldn't do that, we continued to buy cars. We continued to buy items, washers and dryers. All of a sudden, we began putting money back into our own homes. We couldn't go on vacation.
Yep.
And the manufacturers across the country weren't ready for this.
No.
They didn't know this was going to happen. They, like all of us, it's a pandemic, they shut it down.
Yeah, it changed.
And we didn't make it back. And so they've never made it back. They've never caught up to COVID. Mm-hmm. And then you have a weather outage like this, and I know it was only a week, but man, it shut down the entire country.
It broke the supply chain. It just was broken. It was broken across the entire South, and it wasn't just in Texas. It was Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma. It was all across the area. And the supply chain was completely broken. And you can see it in the grocery stores. You could see it in even ordering. You could see it in the postage. I mean, just your normal stuff that comes was disrupted. Everything, gasoline, fuel, the necessities were changed. People couldn't go get vaccinated. People couldn't go do certain things. Everything was broken, and right now we're in recovery mode, right? We're 100%. Still, and it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while, and people are frustrated. When rejection rates are up, the shippers have got to be frustrated because they can't move their product because we ain't taking it. We can't take it. We're busy. We're just busy.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating. Be patient out there.
Yeah.
Exactly. And and it still goes to show you how important the driver is to this country. It really does. Because when that supply chain broke down, when you guys broke down or when you guys couldn't move, the country stopped. That's exactly what happens when you can't have the people that you rely on to bring your products and the things that you need. we shut down.
Yep.
And
Hey,
that's
I
how
also want to
important
say this too. So I say be patient, but be patient doesn't mean be quiet, right? You have to raise your hand, just like, Lonnie brought that up, but you have to raise your hand and say, hey, I have a problem. They're not unloading me. Don't just sit there. And so again, driver managers, don't just say be patient. You're going to have to get on the phone with our CSRs who are going to have to get on with the customer and find out what are we going to do.
Yep.
Because we can't sit there and wait 8 or 9 hours.
No.
We can't just sit there and, okay, we'll pay you whatever for. No, that doesn't work like that. We've got to over communicate. We have to state our case. We talked about putting times on the bills yesterday, right?
Yep.
We've got to do everything right. We've got to show up. We got to check in. We have to raise our hand. I know we have computers, right, that tell us these things, but it doesn't hurt to say, hey, I'm still here.
Yep.
And DMs, you can't just say be patient either. You've got to bring it up to our CSRs. You're going to have to take it to another level. Don't accept it. All right? Don't accept anything. Accept being safe, accept being productive. Find ways to make things happen.
Agree. You got somebody else there, producer?
Yeah, Donna Kasem, what do you got?
Good morning, Miss Donna.
Good morning, everybody. Say, Hector, you touched on how our drivers were angry and impatient and frustrated and everything. It's not just our drivers. It's not just BCB and everybody, within the company. Everything that we've done, tried to, get by on what the craziness of the weather and everything else that was going on, let alone the accidents. We also have to think about the other drivers. They're impatient. They were angry. The customers, everybody, the four-wheelers. So we got to be mindful of how they're going to react or interact with us moving and everybody else moving. They still, they have that, mentality, go, go, go. They're in a hurry. They want to speed. They want to cut everybody off to make sure that they get to where they're going without a thought of who they are, who they're around, including the four-wheelers, including other drivers. So that's something that we all got to keep in mind.
And that goes right back to focus.
It affected everybody else. So we got to be mindful and be careful around those that have that mentality that they just don't care. They don't have the company to back them like we did and we do. So just keep that in mind. Everybody's going to be in a hurry. They're not going to care how they're affecting everybody around them. So y'all just be safe. We just got to keep that in mind as well.
Very good points. Then that again goes back to focus.
Yeah, and also another point, we think about, next time, because there will be a next time eventually, right? We've got to make sure that we're always prepared. When it comes to patience, when it comes to the focus, understand that we had places, people shut down in Monroe, Louisiana, that the truck stop ran out of food. They ran out of water. They were grilling up hot dogs and hamburgers because they were out. When this supply chain hit, we also had drivers stuck at truck stops that were running low on food. Maybe we didn't run out, but it's just a quick reminder to us, hey, make sure that you're prepared, right? Make sure you have some canned food. Make sure you have some water, things that you can count on in case something like this were to happen again. In case you're shut down anywhere, and that can be not just snow or ice, it could be a tornado, it could be anything that comes through. Hey, make sure you're prepared, for something like this.
And that goes all with checking your apps and looking at your weather that you're going into, checking the locations that you're at. That's preparation is the key for sure.
What do we got?
All right, Zaya and Anderson, what do you got?
Good morning, Z. How you doing, buddy?
I'm just going to touch base on the focus part. I think yesterday when I got to the truck stop, I wasn't really too focused because I was like, the fuel and stuff was kind of low, and I was trying to stop because I had to wait till I get down to the exit where Love was at. So when I got out the truck, another truck was backing up, and then when it was backing up, it was getting too close to my truck. So I blew my horn, and I looked down. If I would have stepped out, I would have stepped right in a pothole. So I think that was just me being unfocused, or where I usually be aware of stuff like that, where I park.
100%.
No, hey, thank you for that. See, that's a great point too, because when we start getting in a rush, when we're not focused, listen, bad things can happen because we're just not ready. We get out of the truck and maybe it's still in drive. Right. Things happen when we're not focused. So great point on that. Z. We just slow it down, right? Slow that chaos down. Get rid of it for a second. Take that deep breath and then get back to it.
Yeah, so just like when you release your brakes and the truck takes a deep breath and you sometimes have to take a deep breath and relax and set the brakes, and you set the brakes. You do what you have to do to be prepared to do your next move and be prepared. Just relax and be ready, because haste makes waste, and being in a hurry, and the trucking is not a hurry business. It's not NASCAR, it's trucking, and it just takes your time, and be cautious in everything you do. Be in everything you do. And that includes walking across the parking lot at the Loves. That includes walking across the parking lot at the Shipper and the Consignee. Pay attention to what's going on around you, because everyone is in a hurry. Everyone's not looking. And I don't want anybody hurt, and you've just got to make sure you're watching out for the next guy.
And just one more thing to focus on. Hey, we know you guys were in trucks all week last week. You were just sitting there waiting, and the fatigue set in from sitting there so much and not being able to do the things, drive and stuff. And that's going to boil into this week. That fatigue of laying there for so long and not being able to move. And again, we've talked about this in the past. If you're too tired to drive, you need to call and let us know. You're too tired to roll. And we understand that, because again, we've been laying there, and it wasn't necessarily just rest. It was just the monotony of sitting in a truck for hours and hours and hours, and knowing that you want to move at some point in the cold, and it all came down on us last week. And just like I said, with kids and family members who were stuck in the same thing, particularly here with no electricity and no water, the fatigue and the stress of all that, we understand that part. So again, if you're fatigued, let us know. Let us know, because last week, out of the ordinary, way out of the ordinary, we understand.
All right, Dylan, who do we have?
We got Curtis Benedict. What do you got for us, Curtis?
Morning, Curtis.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. And also going along with that is attitude. If you go in there with a bad attitude, because you have been sitting all week and you're frustrated and everything is weighing on you, those shippers and receivers can actually make it pretty rough for you. But if you go in there with a good attitude, or at least pretend to have a good attitude, they can also look at that and say, let's get this guy in and out of here. You know what? He made my day. He made me smile. I always try to do that when I'm with Purina. I always try to throw them for a little bit of a loop, get them to stop thinking about the hectic day that they're having, and get them to, stop for a second, give them a little smile on their face. And it seems to sort of work for me to get in and get out. So,
you know what?
Attitude plays a huge part.
That's a great point, Curtis. I like that a lot. Attitude's probably the one thing in your whole life that you can absolutely control, that you have control of. And you don't necessarily have control of the weather. You don't necessarily have control of the situation. You don't necessarily have control of when you're going to get out of a shipper or when you're going to, but you definitely have control of your attitude and how you talk to people and how you act to people. And I really like that, Curtis. That's a great point. Great point. Having the best attitude about what you do, man, that goes a long way with a lot of people, and you are 100% correct in that. Thank you so much.
All right, we have another question out there. Oh, sorry, one more, Curtis.
Hey, and also the shippers and receivers, they remember that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they remember who you're driving for. So in a roundabout way, you're actually selling yourself or selling BCB
100%
more product. If they look at that and say, they always come in here with a great attitude. They don't ever give me any problems. Hey, let's give this to BCB and send them on their way.
Great point.
Yeah. Hey, Curtis, I don't know, Ed Eldridge, if you're on the line right now, but Ed will tell you the greatest salesman out there is our driver, because you're 100%. What you said was so accurate, is that how you portray yourself. Listen, that's how all BCB drivers are, to the good or the bad.
Right. At that moment.
Yep.
In that moment. It just takes, and as they always say, it just takes one bad apple to spoil the whole bunch. And they're going to see you and they're going to think they're all like that. And if you come in with a great attitude and you continue to do that, like you say, you're going to continue to portray a positive environment, a positive company, and a positive industry. And that right there, that says volumes about who you are and what you stand for and what you got going on in your life.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, are you on the line? Is Ed on today? Mr. Ed Eldridge, can you make yourself green if you're on?
Yes, Rick. How can I help you? This is Ed Eldridge.
That's not too bad, to be honest with you. You sound like it. Good morning.
How y'all doing? Yes, Rick. The customer, the salesman, is that driver that hauling that freight, paying our salary, and we love her.
Brian, it's Brzezowski.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Hey, Ed,
That's
I
the worst
appreciate
Ed
that.
Eldridge.
Worst.
Ed, and,
That's the
hey,
worst
Ed,
Ed-
get you another thing of Alka-Seltzer. Sounds like,
Get you some frosted flakes.
Get you some frosted
I got a better Ed Eldridge than that. Come on now. I got a way better Ed Eldridge
Man,
than that.
good stuff. All right, we have a caller out here.
Yeah. Hey, Gerald Baker, what do you got for us?
Morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning. Hey, I just wanted to touch on something. You were talking earlier about getting angry and just trying to have patience and all of that. When I was a kid, I don't know, I was probably 13, 14 years old. I had an older friend that got sent to anger management classes. And he told me back then that they were talking in his anger management class that they said that when nobody can make you angry.
No.
Somebody can do something and you choose to get angry at it. You can just as easily choose not to get angry.
Are you listening to this, Rick?
And I've lived by that my entire life.
Mr. Baker, have any of those guys ever met Dave Dover? Any of them?
Wow. Thank you, Mr.
Hey, God bless
God
you. Hey,
bless
great
you.
point on that. You're absolutely right. We do, for the most part, we should be able to control that anger. There is the exception to the rule, but other than that, no, great point. Hey, listen, we can control that. I try to tell myself that, drive safe.
Within
I
the first
do.
3 minutes that I'm in the
do.
building, I can't even say hello.
You realize that every morning my day starts outside with a quick prayer for you, for me to have patience.
and how quickly it fades.
All prayers, I guess, it goes to show every prayer you won't get. You may not get told yes. Not yet.
And how quickly they fade.
All right, we have another caller. Who do we have?
Alan Arnold, what do you got for us?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Allen. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Mr. Rick, I'd like to send you and Mr. Big Blue an email on a proposal, okay, for banking. And I'll send him more detailed information on that, but
Well, I am married right now, just so you know, Alan.
Yeah.
well,
I don't know what kind of proposal this is going to be.
I saw the movie.
it's not going to be an expensive diamond. But in the construction world, sometimes we used to use a banking of hours and stuff like that. So
All right.
that's what I want to send a proposal to you on. And just to give you an update, I'm here in Cumberland, and the wind is really picked up. So
What's the roads like on the Gap?
oh, they're dry. It's 45 degrees. It's overcast, but sun's trying to poke through. And hey, spring's right around the corner.
Yep.
Let's go truck it.
Amen. Amen. All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Allen. Who else do we have, sir?
Hey, Jeff, what do you got for us?
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. I just wanted to let everybody know, don't forget that, now that we're back on the road, don't forget your Smith systems and everything. And also to concur on what Curtis was talking about, most everybody that's coming knows I've been doing Walker for 4 years. These people know me. These people know me by name. And I was talking to Sean. He's the one that works nights over there at Walker. I was talking to him last night, he said we are the most reliable carrier that comes in there, and they've actually upped our trailer pool to four reefers and 3 dry boxes because he said we're pulling more lanes now and everything. So, but yeah, the MB over Walker loves us over there, and he says we're the most reliable carrier that comes in there.
That's what we like to hear.
Yes, sir.
That's
Good
what we like
stuff.
to hear.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Anybody else? All right.
We have Brian Winsauer. What do you got?
Mr. Winsauer, good morning to you.
Good morning. Hey, just a quick housekeeping issue. If I remember correctly, Mr. Dover said that he was going to share that video of the mirrorless truck. There's been some chatter on Facebook here lately, wondering if I asked if he ever did actually share that video, and apparently it was not shared.
Okay, I can get. I'll get a copy of it over to y'all. The one that I took was horrible. The video that I took inside the truck was just bad quality. I didn't do a very good job. So I'll get the one that they provide from the company, and just to kind of show what it is. But yeah, Brian,
I think it's mirroreye.com, to be honest with you. So mirroreye.com, I think it's that's the website where we can probably show the videos from there that shows the mirrorless truck. But yes, drive safe, get that out to them. I will also say we almost have the doors done with on the new Volvos where the light flashes down to give you a better look on what's on the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So we'll get that video to you. Not sure where we have. I think we have another couple of conversations with those folks as well, Brian, to make sure that we are ready. Again, if we go with this route, we're gonna start it pretty slow, right? Make sure that we get it. We know the ins and the outs of it, and it'll probably start with some of these day cabs first.
Yeah, kind of keep it close and kind of understand how we use it, and basically give us the opportunity to make sure that the new technology that I think will eventually go a long way in the industry is something that we're all ready for, and because it's not broad yet, right? It's not being done widespread. I mean, we're not talking tens of thousands of trucks. We're only talking hundreds of trucks that this has actually been put in. So we're going to be trying it on the testing market, and we're going to try it out. So it's something that we're going to do to try to see if we can't help to make it better.
All right, well, thank you very much for that answer. Then one last question is, I've just been thinking a lot about how best to utilize technology to make us more safe. Rick, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 years ago, but you had shared with us that we were testing some backup cameras on the back of trailers. Did that ever go anywhere?
So it didn't. What we found was that the connectivity would lose its way because it was a Bluetooth that went mounted on the back of a trailer. It worked out here on the yard. We did it a few times, but when we even here on the yard, the distance between, if your Wi-Fi wasn't working great, it would lose the connectivity on it. So it worked great when it worked, but it just wasn't. It's not there yet as well. I do think though that's something though that as time goes, as our Bluetooths get a little better, as maybe we move into 5G or all of that throughout the country, that those kind of items get a little bit better. Because again, when you're talking Bluetooth and you're talking 53 foot, and you're talking a trailer between you and the vehicle, man, it can take too long, to get connected, and it won't find it. And so that was the frustrating part of that. It worked great though when it worked. I mean, it did its job. It just wasn't reliable.
He was talking about the Bluetooth, not Dave Dover, right?
Yeah, potato again.
Tomato.
But hey, Brian, I will tell you that one of the neat things about the Mirror Eye system in regards to that I did notice is that it does pivot the camera automatically, or you can turn the camera to pivot and get a better view back on the sides. It did do some really neat things, especially in backing. The only thing that it does not do, it does not show directly behind the truck. You still must get out and look. You still must get out of the truck, walk back there, and take a look at what's going on back there. So, and you really should, right? Because you don't have a front windshield out the back of your truck.
How does Ford do it with when you're pulling a trailer and you can click this thing and it looks through the trailer and it shows you behind the trailer?
Oh, it disappears the trailer.
How does that happen?
I have no idea. Mm-hmm. I'm not the, and I don't think it's on a Ford. I don't think it's on a Ford.
I think it's Ford.
I think it is Ford.
Okay.
I'm not going
Because I have that, and I don't have that item.
It's a newer one.
That's on the Chevrolet.
That's what I thought. Thank you very much, Tommy,
You know
for
what, Tommy.
And Tommy would not protect me if I was wrong.
Hey, Tommy's just protecting you. That's what I think that is. All right. Well, hey, everybody. We want to thank you. Hector, you want to close us out with a prayer?
I will.
Oh, nice.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another blessed day in your world. Thank you for everything that you bestowed upon us, Lord. We lift our drivers up as we do every day, Lord, for you to just keep them safe. We talk about their focus and their determination and everything that they need to do in order to move forward and get this country rolling. So again, Lord, as we always do, we lift them up to you and just ask for your protection and for your love for them, Lord, and just wrap your arms around them and just allow them to be safe in everything they do and just their great decision making and everything that they have to do in order to be safe and help our country. Lord, we pray for our folks in the office to try to do everything we can to help them, to continue to move them forward and just be the help that they need in order to be successful. As always, Lord, we thank you for your son who gave his life for our sins. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Y'all be safe. We'll see you later on. Be good.
Bye, guys.